What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Another Podcast. My name is Seena, here with the sexiest man I've ever laid my eyes on, Zain Ali.
What up, what up? Is it
And
episode 8? I thought we had more.
Arya is a soft... No, it's 8. I knew... I looked
You
before.
double checked
Yeah,
this time?
I'm like, yo,
we
it's
had
on.
this discussion last time. Yeah.
Arya's a... If Arya was an Uber driver, he'd be a solid 4.8. That's what I'm saying. No one's a 5.
He looks like a 5-star man.
Come on, you're going to have to renumber me right
No,
now.
no.
That's a 5-star man if I've
bro,
ever seen one.
Full disclosure, you can check your Uber rating, right?
Yeah, I have a 5.
You have a 5?
Yeah.
How many
Sorad
Uber...
does too. Apparently it's rare, but like...
He has 5?
I guess decent people are rare these days.
Bro, I crawled my way up from like a 4.5 to a 4.6.
Really, eh?
I have the lowest
Who did you
Uber rating
insult
of every...
by accident?
Man, seriously. Whose door did I slam too hard?
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
so annoying.
They weren't feeling the Young Thug tape you put on?
They weren't appreciating any of my Young Thug mixtape with that girl where he sings the song, but it's also terrible. Arya.
Another concern is you can't retract back your Uber score the moment you submit it. Don't forget that, Seena.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, okay. So he's a solid, but he will decline your Uber pool
3,
calls. You're solid
3.5.
3.5. There you go.
There we go.
I would accept the ride from you.
420 friendly Uber driver.
What's yours?
4.88.
4.80.
Let me check if mine has changed. I've been Uber Eatsing a lot.
I don't even use Uber.
It goes straight to Uber Eats for me. That's hilarious. Even Uber, you don't want to go anywhere. You just want to sit down and Netflix. Yeah, say 5.
Oh,
Zain,
buddy.
No, Zain, don't order pizza right now.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
What do you mean? Zayn left your house? What are you talking about?
They call me when I'm somewhere else.
Last podcast we briefly mentioned loot boxes, or we talked about loot boxes, but since then the shit floodgate has opened.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is dead on arrival for many reasons. Now, everything was okay when they first revealed the game in E3.
Yeah. I think when we talked about it, we were all like, we're so excited.
Yeah,
for
exactly. I was like,
2.
I forgive you,
Yeah,
Battlefront.
Seena was on. Yeah, exactly.
No, I bought their PR bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
big time.
Everyone bought it. Man.
Exactly.
Everyone
was
bought. I think that's
looking
the
forward
problem
to
that happened.
But people, I feel like, I know some people were a little hesitant, and they were like, yo, this is too good to be true bullshit right now.
Yeah.
Like,
But
It's another No Man's Sky
everything
almost.
seemed like
Yeah.
it was good. Like the demos were beautiful at E3. The one trailer they showed, I watched the most out of anything out of
Yeah.
E3. It looked that good.
The beta played well. I played the beta.
okay,
I
apparently
actually
the beta
enjoyed
played
it
well.
until
Yeah?
the card system came into play, and that just fucking utter ruined it. But that's
EA
the loot
came out,
box system
yeah.
again.
They came out on their knees and they were like, "Please forgive us. We've literally listened to everything you've said."
They were so close.
Yeah, they were so
Yeah.
typical of EA. A few missteps
Yeah.
before launch, and everything completely just collapsed.
Yeah.
The first thing was there was a post on Reddit, and this guy was like, "What? I paid $70 to buy Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I can't use Darth Vader." If you hear that, that's pretty shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get super outraged about it, but that is a very shitty thing. Typical EA things. And then someone else posted, they were like, apparently you need to grind for 60 hours online to unlock a hero, right? Ridiculous.
That's
you have all these
insane.
heroes. It's gonna take hundreds of
You
hours
can't
to
even
unlock
put that
them.
much time in one game
Yeah.
usually, and you want it for
Yeah,
one
yeah,
character.
Exactly.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
right? And then what happened? They started. People were talking about how they're changing how many crystals and XP you can get. Blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden came the downvoted comment on Reddit,
Yeah.
the most downvoted comment in history.
Of all time.
Yeah,
Think
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
Insane. But it's so
technically-
EA.
the most disliked thing that's ever been on the internet, which is insane.
I
Think
know.
of how many
That's
horrible
so
things
true.
you see on the internet.
No, we're
This
gonna
is the
flip
most
it at this
disliked?
one
Yeah.
one PR associate who's just like sweating, like writing this like statement.
Sean Spicer's like,
Yo,
"God, I
man,
need a new
read
job
this
again."
over. Read this
Yeah.
over. It's good. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
like, okay, let's submit.
Crazy.
Instant. Just done.
Correct, yeah.
I don't know.
We topped that neo-Nazi Hitler comments, man.
Yeah,
yeah. Let's talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. But again, this is...
It wasn't even that, though. You also have to account in that there was also other claims that came out right after they shut down Visceral Games and shit. They were focused more on multiplayer rather than single-player based games.
No,
It's
you
a
don't...
hot mess.
You don't play Star Wars games for a multiplayer experience. You play a Star Wars game for a Star Wars story.
And I think, like, everyone thought that that's what they had realized after the first one. And then all they were selling you was the story the whole time, making it seem like, oh, they're going to have all the classic characters. You're going to be able to do whatever you want.
Apparently, it's
Lockbox
Only if you
paywalls.
spend $200. Yeah, it's insane.
Or if you play an insane amount
Yeah.
in game, or if you
you
attach
can't even,
rubber
like,
bands to your
that's-
controller and just let it run in the background for hours. But that's a different concern we can talk about a little bit later. But keep going.
I think
That's such a hack.
my biggest issue with it was they made it so obvious that you can't do it the way you need to do it without money.
I know.
Like that's like it couldn't be more blatant. To spend 40 hours to unlock one
60,
character, you're like
bro.
60.
60
hours to unlock one character. You're pretty much telling them like you need to pay if you want to use any other character.
Yeah,
because who's really gonna do that? Honestly.
Or to make it even better, 4,528 hours, or $2,100
I thought they said 60.
for all the content in the game.
Yeah, at least you can play the game for a lot of years, right?
What
a-
a
replay value
consistently
through the
for
roof.
the next 2 years, so you
But
can get
again-
all the content finally unlocked.
I'm like, finally, Jar
They're
Jar
used-
Binks.
Oh my god! If there was Jar Jar Binks DLC, I'd 100% buy the
If someone
game.
wasted 60 hours just to unlock Jar Jar Binks, that would be a nominee for most wasted life of all time.
Or was that,
That's crazy.
what about that fat slug guy? I forget his name all
Who?
the time.
Which one?
You know the one that basically controls
Every Star
people?
Wars fan.
Boss Nass?
Which
Oh,
one?
yeah.
You know the one that's like a
Oh,
slug?
Jabba the Hutt.
I forget his name.
Jabba
all
the
the
Hutt.
time.
Jabba the Hutt is the one, yeah. The one that, like,
I thought it was
they made
Boss
fun of
Nass,
him,
too.
Your Highness.
They made fun of him in what's it called, Family Guy. They made
Yeah,
cater
yeah,
it to him.
exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So let's think about the implications of this happening. So after everything that happened with the most downvoted comment, the day of launch or the day before launch, they posted like, "We heard you. We're listening. Like, we're turning up all in-game purchases. Like, we're listening to our fan base. We care about you. We hope you enjoy the game. Blah blah blah." But isn't there something where they're only temporarily shutting down microtransactions? Like they're gonna start doing this again?
They said it was temporarily, but now it's gone to the point in the last couple of days where they just seems like they probably just shut it down. They're probably going to turn it back on though, knowing EA.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. It seems
It's
like they're
temporary.
hoping it dies
I want to hear
down.
some sales figures for this too. I want to know how poorly it sold because of everything that happened.
All I'm seeing, and I feel like these are fake pictures for people who are desperate for online likes.
People
But
do?
I'm seeing, yeah, apparently that's a thing. But there's a bunch of people I see on Reddit taking pictures of Black Friday sales, and everything is sold instead of Battlefront 2 on
was
all
gonna
these
say the
shelves.
exact same
And I'm
thing.
like, if that's real, then their
Yeah,
sales
yeah,
numbers
yeah,
are going to
that-
be garbage. Honestly,
Dismal.
because that was the only time you're going to sell that game.
I agree. Yeah.
Crazy.
Sales numbers are expected to be down. Like at the end of the day, when
Yeah.
this much
Yeah.
backlash,
Man, it's insane
people are
backlash.
just gonna.
That's the thing.
People tried canceling their transactions, tried canceling their pre-orders, but they took down the pre-order cancel. Remember, that was a big
Yeah.
thing. Like the day
That's-
after all the
yeah.
backlash, people were trying to cancel the pre-orders. They
some-
turned it
I mean,
down.
it had gotten so bad that we actually saw them apologize and change it. Like
Let me
companies
ask you
never
guys
admit
this.
they're wrong.
Exactly. Let me ask you this: is this the line in the sand where it's clear now things are going to be different? We won. Like we beat the man. You know
No.
what I mean? Is this
No.
the
Yeah, I
end
don't
of
think
it?
so either. No.
Okay.
This is one small battle.
That's
we
what-
won
is
in
that-
the
is that a Star Wars
great war
quote?
that we have to fight. It's a Star Wars fight.
It's
against EA
it's a real shame.
in their 4-year
Yeah.
deal with fucking Disney right now, which is fucking killing everything. Because they clearly haven't listened.
I think it's a good
no.
step towards what we wanted. The
Exactly.
End
Yeah,
of the day, which
yeah,
is the consumers control the market more than the companies. That's what we want. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly,
what
yeah,
we want
yeah.
is what gets made more than what they want is what gets made. And we're
It's
kind
about,
of going
like,
towards that,
it's
but
about-
they're not gonna. Companies are still gonna try milking us as much as they can because that's what they've been doing for a long time now. It's just getting as more blatant than ever,
So-
and they're
Yeah,
starting
yeah,
to slip
yeah.
up.
So
Exactly.
guys,
I agree. Yeah, yeah.
Would you
yeah.
guys say
Like
that
once the
They
iPhone
stop
doesn't
dressing it up.
Yeah, once the iPhone doesn't break records the day it's out, that's when real changes happen.
Ruse,
You
you've
know
been
what
there
I
for like a good minute and a half waiting to say something.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
the biggest smile on your face.
mean? Make some
I
Mario
was just gonna say, I'm
pun,
saying,
like,
well,
alright.
is it the true dark side was really the Black Friday?
I knew what he was
You
gonna
waited
say.
that long to say that.
That was so
Yeah,
not worth
it was
it.
the worst thing.
We're editing that out of the podcast.
But this is also, it's drawn the line with EA in particular because people are sick and fucking tired
Yeah,
of EA.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
That's one thing.
Like
but
this isn't the first game in the last 5
see-
games that they've released that have completely fucked up because of microtransactions.
That's why I think it's a disappointment though, because it's like EA is becoming the face of it, but a lot of companies are guilty.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And now
Ubisoft.
there's
they're
no
taking the
excuse.
fall. You know what I mean?
No excuse for other gaming
What's going on
companies.
with
The
Destiny.
Harvey Weinstein, you know? Video game companies, if you must.
Well, what's
It's a
going
great comparison. Zain. It's a great comparison.
Another issue with microtransactions going stemming off of it is basically Destiny 2 and how they've soft capped the XP basically in the game. So like
Explain.
Like there's basically people have been playing this game heavily since the game launch, right?
Yeah.
And they've noticed that they haven't been getting as much XP as they'd like compared to other people who've probably been playing the game 1 or 2 hours briefly here and there during the
So
day.
you get experience quicker earlier on in the game, but once you've collected a lot of hours, you get less experience the more you play.
Well, that's how it typically goes, right? Like
Yeah.
you're scaling with like your level 20, you're gonna get less XP to get to your higher
Exactly,
levels.
yeah, that's what
the
I
point.
was
But
expecting.
it's more about you play 6 hours, 7 hours consistently every day. You're only gonna get like a certain amount of XP, and they're gonna cap you. They're not gonna let you consistently go forward past that point where you're expected to be. Like you're gonna be getting like maybe 75% less of what you're expected. You're getting only 25% of the XP versus someone who's only played 1 to 2 hours and has the exact same amount of XP as you.
That's really okay.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
you can. Have,
So what does this mean?
What does this mean? That's
Yeah.
basically trying to force people to get microtransactions. The people who are heavily invested into the game, who are playing this game consistently every day. Hey, you want to progress faster in this game? You want to get more of the loot boxes, which is the bright engrams. I forget what it is exactly. I've stopped playing this game altogether. If you want to continue getting these loot boxes, keep paying for it. Or keep playing the game like briefly 1 to 2 hours every day, not 6 to 7 hours, which I find absolutely ridiculous.
They took advantage of the fact that they had like. I think they were shocked that people played the first one for 3 years consistently, 4 years, whatever amount of time it was. Consistently, it was a game that always had a lot of people on it, and then now they're starting to take advantage of that. They know that people will play Destiny for a long time. Might as well make more money off them.
It's really funny because okay, what is your overall stance on microtransactions, Zain? Do you think
I think it's
you speak with your wallet, you pay for what you want, and
and not just that, but like I think that's how the market in a lot of industries work is they try to make as much money off you as they can, and that's all they're doing.
exactly.
They're just trying to make as
At the
much
end of
money
the day,
off you as
this
they can.
is just business.
Yeah,
right?
it's insulting because a lot of people think it's an art almost, and you're invested in it as a product. You care about it being as good as it can be, but they don't, and the people that make these games don't, and that's what's starting to hurt it a little bit.
I don't have a problem with microtransactions. You could put microtransactions into a game, even a $60 game, but it can't affect the content.
So as long as the microtransactions don't affect your progression and how you interact with other players when it comes to beating them and
it
stuff.
can't give you an advantage. What is this
Okay.
pay to
Pay to
win?
play.
fucking
Pay to play.
advantage?
That's it. Yeah.
I don't like that either.
It's like you want to pay to progress in a single story game, and you want to take advantage of the players who are actually going to pay that.
Remember
Like,
the good old days where you needed to find cheat codes to
Yeah,
get
exactly,
things,
bro.
you know what I mean?
dude, it wasn't too long
or
ago where it was like
beat story
Assassin's-
mode
I think it
5
was-
times and something unlocks.
I
Like
think
that's
it
what
was
you need to do.
Brotherhood, I forget which one it was in Assassin's Creed, where you early in the game you can unlock the toughest armor, basically, like the most.
Is that what
legendary
you did,
armor.
Zain, in this one? Where
In this one, you can do that. Yeah,
Like, right
you
off the
can,
bat,
if
basically.
you spend money, you can be completely like not invincible, but
money?
have the best weapons.
Spend money or basically
no game
look
currency,
through
game
it.
currency.
No, but
not
you
actual
spend
money.
money to get game
Oh
currency.
fuck!
It's
Okay, well,
Helix
see you later.
credits.
See you later, buddy.
exactly.
Not
Helix
like
credits.
But the one good
they
thing
had
is
that
you can-
years ago in Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
yeah, they've had it for a while. Exactly.
Where you could just basically
That's been a
unlock
thing.
it, but
It's called like U Club or something.
You play. Is it?
Every time I
Oh yeah, you club. Yeah, yeah.
If you start a new game, you get like 500, 600 credits.
cares?
Yeah.
And I unlock little things here and there, like costumes, because I don't care about getting weapons and stuff. I'd rather try to find those.
Microtransactions are okay if your game is free to play. You need to make money somehow. Add also dumping a lot of money
Completely
into
agree.
thing Candy Crush, then so be it. If that's your business model and it works and you're not taking advantage of the consumer, please go ahead. Companies have added a lot of safeguards to protect transactions from kids, so your kid just can't take your phone or whatever and keep buying shit, which is another thing
but-
they've done too, which is good.
You can argue that though. Like you could say, is it really loot boxes are really good for kids though? Is it really?
Oh
a
no,
good thing?
with kids
So-
that's 100%.
But you said as if it's a good thing. I don't think a game like Candy Crush should have microtransactions. In my opinion, that's kind
What
of
are they in Candy Crush anyway? What do you like more different
What is
types
Candy
of
Crush
cookies?
is a question.
No, it's the same fucking
No
game.
one's
There's 30
answered in
million
my
versions
life.
of
Look,
Candy
if
Crush.
you're an adult and you're spending money on it, and that's fucking stupid to spend your money on it, go fucking ahead. But like that's generated towards kids. Like, look.
Would
at
you
the-
think it's
look at the
predatory
game.
then? Like,
I
as long
completely
as-
think it's completely
Yeah.
predatory if it's a game like Counter Strike where they had skins in game and they basically use that towards tournaments and other games.
You know what I
like
think
that.
happened?
Don't mind it.
Like video games obviously had it for a while, but they got jealous of like apps. They
Yeah,
saw apps
yeah.
making so much
Yeah,
money
exactly,
and
yeah,
putting
yeah.
in so little money,
Not
to
creating
create
anything,
It.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
they just got
having-
greedy. They're like,
it-
why don't we get this too?
It's-
It'd be like if movies started getting mad about how many YouTube views some people were getting and started incorporating more like
It's not
like
just that.
things that YouTube videos have. Like at some point you have to just let the app market be its own thing. You can't try to get into that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like a couple of things reported recently that Ubisoft had more DLC and microtransaction sales and seasons pass sales in their games itself.
Yeah.
That's insane. So
Yeah,
they
that is
see the
insane,
revenue in
yeah.
it. I totally understand that, but
DLC
it's
was,
so they just taking their chance to fucking milk it out on people.
DLC
and
was
that's
one of those
stupid.
things. It was showing early signs of what they're gonna try to do.
DLC, and then
You
the
know what I
online
mean?
pass.
Yeah.
We needed $10 to be able to play the game online.
When
Remember
they started
that?
pulling out seasons passes is when I realized what was going on,
Yeah.
and I stopped giving them my money because
You know what I just thought about, man? Imagine the sheer amount of data they're able to capture from all of us, all the times you log on and play, all like how much things you spend, because they use all that data to make their microtransactions.
What do you think you're
too,
accepting when
It's
you
crazy.
install the game? Those terms of services and
Oh
shit.
yeah,
they're gathering information.
all
Oh,
your
yeah,
data,
exactly.
playing habits,
Crazy.
how much you spend, how
Yeah.
much you spend, how much players are willing to spend, where to price things, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. There used to be a time where I remember on the first Xbox, WWE Royal WrestleMania 20 on Xbox, they had to re-release the game, actual physical copies, because the online was broken.
really,
They had to do that.
Yeah.
So the first shipment of games didn't have online, and then they had to sell another copy.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit. You make a mistake, you have to pay for it. Now
the
they can
thing,
remedy
yeah.
this with
online updates.
Exactly. So
yeah, it's
there's
such
not
a
much,
problem.
not much. I don't know what the word.
The
is.
only thing we can
Liability or
do
risk, kind of. You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I mean?
the thing. There isn't
No.
enough risk for them
No.
right now. The only thing we can do is not
The only
spend our
risk
money
is
on
Twitter
it.
mobs, man. Twitter mobs have so
They found
much
a way
power.
around it.
Reddit mob.
They found a way around it.
Reddit mob is worse than
Mobs
Twitter
are
mobs.
online mobs, man.
Because
They're
Twitter, the
power
thing
they
is,
have.
people kind of
Think
throw
of
it
it
off
like
as a
this.
joke.
Loot boxes are almost no different than a slot machine at the end of the day.
It is. I 100%
yeah.
it
I
is.
Only
agree
difference
completely,
is
yeah.
you're guaranteed to win a penny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
And they
spending
decorate the
$2 to
loot
get a fucking
boxes.
penny.
It looks like a slot machine. Things are ticking.
That's the best there.
Lights,
They're
colors,
not trying to
things like
trick
this
us.
is
That's
They found a way
one thing,
around
yeah.
it. They found the way around it
But
at the end of the day. And
that's
they're
one
gonna
thing-
milk it towards us until the fucking stops.
I'll give them credit for is they've never been trying to trick us about it. They're always just like, hey, you want to spend $35.99? You can have all
yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff in video
Exactly,
games. It's
yeah,
like
I know, yeah.
you know, apps try to trick people. It's like, oh, you're all out. Click this if you want to keep playing. Those are tricks. They don't do that in video games. They make
No,
it
no,
pretty
yeah,
clear.
yeah.
You're spending a lot of money for things that you don't really need to spend money on.
It's an
It's
absurd
crazy,
amount
yeah.
of money at this point.
Insane though.
It's gotten
That's
to
why
the
it's a
point
problem.
where-
It's like
yeah.
they're asking for too much money.
Battle-
It should be $199 if you're trying to spend money on anything.
That's why I didn't buy Battlefront 1 until it was 75% off.
Yeah.
Playing a
that,
game
that
should
thing
be
dropped in price like crazy.
That's the same thing with these rest of these games.
Moving forward, how do you think the community will react to microtransaction shenanigans? You know what I mean? Because now I feel like everyone is kind of scared to anger the consumer now. You know what I mean? Do you feel like people are gonna play it safe now? Do you feel like nothing's gonna change? What do you think is gonna happen?
Arya, you want to go?
I feel like there's going to be still a massive backlash, and it's still continuing on right now.
Are they like?
It's
Are they
con-
gonna have the balls to pull some Battlefront 2 shenanigans though,
Dude,
or are they gonna
right
turn back
now,
on that?
Destiny 2 is in a fucking shithole because of it.
Okay,
It's
word.
legit in a shithole. They announced something today, and now they're having another thing from like a community leader and being announced in the next day or next week.
So you don't think obviously nothing's gonna change?
I believe some companies will try to remedy the situation, but it's not going to change. I will see some gaming companies are obviously doing it right. Some are doing it completely wrong. Some are doing it completely great, and just you support these companies. Witcher 3, their DLC package, all that stuff. They're not shoving microtransactions down your throat.
No.
They came out with free-to-play game Gwent. That's a what's it called? A free
The card game that was in the
So
in the
they're
game.
doing everything properly. There's gaming companies that are just there for the profits, and
Fair.
those are the ones you just have to.
And they're all North American, coincidentally. Zain, what do you think?
I honestly think they're gonna try to act like it's not that big of a deal, and hopefully people don't let them get away with it.
I don't
But,
like. Obviously, they won't let them.
the thing is, we're getting so used to seeing people get outraged over stuff and just moving on, and they're probably banking that that's one of these things. Like, you know what? Like, and that's why I'm interested to see like what the sales say, because that's the only way this change is happening.
exactly.
If it hurts their pocket.
That's the indication.
Because
Yeah, I agree.
if parents go out there and be like, "Oh, Star Wars! I like Star Wars. My kid wants the Star Wars game," and they pick it up, and everyone ends up buying Battlefront 2 anyways.
That's what
it's
That's what they're
not
banking
gonna
on. That's
change
what they're
too much,
banking
and that's
on.
what they're
I think,
banking on.
yeah.
It's Star
Yeah.
Wars, and a big movie is coming out soon.
It's gonna get a hefty discount before holidays. I'm calling it now, and it's gonna be
It'll be
discount on
$40
digital.
soon.
It's gonna get a hefty discount.
Well, right now they have no other way of making money in the game.
That's the thing.
So
exactly.
they kind of
yeah.
fucked
Yeah,
themselves
good.
over.
They did fuck themselves, but good. Exactly. You should only.
They
make
spend so
money.
much money on marketing and stuff too that like they really need to make a lot to like get some of this money
That brown
back.
girl's like, "Where's
I
my
think- I
check?"
know.
They're like,
Like,
"Sorry,
it's in the
sorry."
mail.
Yeah.
Moving forward, though, I think that I really think that this is the
Turning point.
yeah.
You
it
do.
is.
You think?
I
that
think
is?
this
I
is the
hope
turning
it is,
point.
Yeah.
I think it's a
I
turning
feel
point
like-
for a lot of other games, like EA games in particular.
Exactly.
Like
That's
FIFA,
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
EA is
And
the turning
FIFA, I
point.
they're
feel
the
like
they're
we're
the
gonna see
juggernaut.
something.
If they start chilling, I think either Ubisoft's gonna get fucking burned at the stake
Yeah.
again. I'm telling you, anyone that tries to pull this shit, they're gonna get roasted. And I think that's a really good thing for
That's
the
what should
consumer.
be happening. Yeah.
As it should be.
Consistently.
Enough of
Yeah.
this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I feel like FIFA is going to be the next big one right now. Just because Ultimate Team right now is just
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be the nail
Yeah.
in the coffin. But yeah, that's it.
That's another discussion. But folks, that has been episode 8 of another podcast A. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to our discussion on Battlefront 2 and microtransaction bullshit. Again, my name is Seena, here with Zain and Arya.
Later, yo.
What do you guys think? Comment below. Let us know. Zain, that was a little premature.
Now I'll do
Later,
later,
yo.
yo.
Later, yo.
Yeah.
That's why you extend it. You gotta make sure he's done. It's later.
Vita emulator on the way soon?
Buddy, I found the charger for my Vita. I already plugged it in.
Who's
I played
gonna
MK.
download the emulator?
Oh.
No one even bought.
Who knows
that
what a PS
console.
Vita is?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to download the PS Vita emulator? Comment below. Let us know. Download it on the iPad, the thing that killed the Vita. See you later, guys.